dead stock can be anything from fabric to unfinished goods to products that don't sell. So dead stock can also be any sort of a consumer product that goes unsold. And a lot of this stuff gets trashed. Like, let's be real. A lot of this stuff goes into a landfill, or, I've even heard of companies destroy merchandise, burning it. I don't know how legit those rumors are, but we've even heard rumors about sewing pattern companies. If the patterns don't sell, the stores are supposed to cut up the patterns so that nobody can use them. And it's unfortunate because these are items that were produced, they're already made, and then to destroy the item or just throw it out seems super wasteful. So dead stock is inventory that's unlikely to sell, unfinished goods, or raw materials. And the fashion industry has a lot of this. So they rattled off some statistics in this news piece. 12% of all fabric created worldwide gets wasted in the design process. So I guess from, if you're cutting out patterns, you get those little bits that you're cutting around, or, fabric that, maybe there's a problem with it or you make a mistake. So 12% of all fabric created worldwide just gets wasted. 2 billion pounds a year is wasted before clothing is even produced. Like, what's up with that? Out of the estimated 150 billion garments produced per year, I had no idea it was that much. So if you want to go ahead after this show, or, if you want to pause this and watch the CBS News piece, this was some of the information that was presented during the package. So yeah, I didn't know it was 150 billion garments produced per year. I had no idea it was that astronomical. Up to 30% of those garments are never sold or worn. So about 1/3 is either never gets sold or never gets used. And much of it ends up in landfills and incinerators. So I did not know the stats were that crazy, but I didn't. 150. All right, so we've got the world has 6 billion people. I really want to know, do we really need 150 billion garments per year produced? That's a lot. That just seems like a ton. And not everyone, I don't know, that just seems like a crazy amount. I did not know it was that much. I mean, that's a lot of clothing even per person. And a lot of the people that live on planet Earth do not live in first world countries. So they're not the ones participating in this level of consumerism. The point of this story, so they interviewed a few different people, and one of the people interviewed for this piece was one of the founders of a nonprofit organization called Fab Scrap. All right, let me try to skip ahead. So here's the Carolina Herrera workshop.
Founded the nonprofit in 2016.
Okay, so here she is.
Along with Camille Tagle.
So I thought this was super. I had not heard of this organization before, but I was really glad I randomly stumbled across this news story on YouTube, on the YouTube channel. So Fab Scrap is a nonprofit organization, and what they do is it's based in the New York City area, and I believe in Philadelphia, and they go around to all of these designers, these clothing manufacturers in the New York City area and Philadelphia, and they actually take all of the stuff that these companies, these designers don't want. So leftover fabric, they pick up dead stock, they pick up the little pieces, and then they figure out what to do with it. So I thought that was super interesting. And yeah, I was like, that's a cool solution to an actual problem. So yeah, I would highly encourage you to check out the full news piece. So Fab Scrap picks up all of these a lot of materials. Some of it's they even get a lot of bolts of fabric. So they're picking up material and fabric and even notions and finished garments, unfinished garments, maybe things that have a mistake in it. And then they will figure out what to do with it. So what they do with the material, so some of the material they pick up is donated to other local nonprofits, maybe programs that need fabric for their projects. I don't know, something like that. Some of the material, I imagine the small bits is shredded for insulation, carpet padding, and mattress stuffing, which actually is a pretty good idea. If you have all of these, and that made me think too that maybe in my own sewing consumption, I think what I'm going to start to do is take little bits of fabric and maybe save it and use it as stuffing. Maybe I'll cut it up real small or something. I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like I could probably use it as stuffing for, various things. So I've got some ideas, and actually that gave me some inspo on how I could use some of my small fabric scraps. The ones that are too small to do anything with, but I'm going to start saving them and see if maybe I could just use them as stuffing in sewing projects. So that's something that I was really inspired by. So another thing they do is they also have an in-house store where they sell fabric directly to customers. So I thought that was also really neat because I imagine that the designers and the businesses that are providing all of the materials, I imagine they're giving it to FabScrap for free. And it's probably also some sort of like a charitable donation for these companies, like the designers like Carolina Herrera. I imagine it's got to be a tax write-off somehow. So I think everybody wins. And I thought this was really neat. And I cannot believe I've never heard of this organization before because I do think the mission is something that I think is very positive. So, and because they're getting this material for free, pretty much, they're able to sell it to people like us, people who sew for a really good deal. So I thought that was really amazing. And that's why I really wanted to share this with you because I think FabScrap is just a really cool sounding organization. All right, so let me bring this back up again here. So here's the rest of the piece. Let me see if I can find. Okay, so here's the FabScrap. One of the FabScrap. And some of the fabric is like really, like it's very
Here,
nice.
FabScrap collects hundreds of thousands of pounds of dead
So, I mean,
stock
check
throughout
this
New
out.
York City.
I mean, who doesn't love this? And this is kind of a win-win situation. They're saving probably, I imagine, over a few years period, probably millions of pounds of material that would otherwise be thrown out. And they're finding different ways to use it. And they're helping these businesses dispose of material that they're not going to use in a more sustainable way. So I think that's really neat. You know, hey, this is a good idea, Lisa. I would love a home, like I was kind of thinking when you're taking little bits of fabric, it would be cool because you can take scissors and like try to shred the fabric. It's going to take you a while. A home fabric shredder would be really interesting. And then you could use those little bits as stuffing for like stuffed animals or for like pretty much anything. Like I was thinking of trying to make so a lot of people with handbags, they'll stuff tissue paper or those air pillows inside handbags. And I was thinking there are some companies out there that sell handbag pillows. So they're basically like, pillows that fit your exact handbag and then it helps the bag keep its shape. I was thinking about trying to make a few for some of my bags and using scrap fabric to do it, why not? But that's a really great idea. I think somebody needs to come up with a home fabric shredder. That would be an excellent idea. So that was something that I was thinking about, but I want to show you the FabScrap website. So let me bring this up here. And by the way, so FabScrap, I discovered when I was researching for this show, I discovered FabScrap has an affiliate program. So I signed up. So I'm now a FabScrap affiliate. And I think this is awesome because I can promote an organization that I think has a really good mission. And it also allows me to share it with my audience here. I win because there is affiliate commission and you guys get to shop for some really cool fabrics. So I was looking at the website. They have some really good stuff. Like I'm probably going to order some things just to try it out. So this is the FabScrap website here. So here's more about the organization, and they're having some sort of silent auction. I'm not exactly sure what that's all about, but I saw them posting about it on Instagram. So check out the website. There's a link in this chat and also in the description box. It is an affiliate link, but I thought it was nice that they offer an affiliate program for people like myself, content creators, influencers, to be able to share this with our audiences. So all FabScrap material is saved from landfill. FabScrap diverts thousands of pounds of commercial textile waste from landfills every week. These pre-consumer materials are often in perfect condition. And I was looking at the fabric and they have some beautiful fabric. There's also many different ways to purchase. They have yarn, they have remnants, they've got packs of fabric, like colors. They sell bolts of fabric. I think they occasionally sell bolts. They sell trims and notions, upholstery fabric. They also sell like mendable, like these are things I imagine were made by a clothing company, but for some reason is not in saleable condition. Like maybe they made a mistake or something else. Yard packs of fabric. I mean, they have, and the prices are pretty good. They've got scrap packs if you want to practice. They sell leather, wholesale fabric by the roll. So a lot of different things. I think this is an awesome model. So here is more about it. So about their model. So they have a recycling service. We accept drop-offs and provide local pickups in New York City and Philly to collect our clients' unwanted material. Volunteers help us sort through incoming material, which is either shredded into shoddy or made available for reuse. And I believe one of the benefits for volunteering with Fab Scrap is that you get free fabric. So if you live in the New York City or Philly area and you want to volunteer for a Fab Scrap, you can get free fabric. So let's see, what is shoddy? I'm curious. So I think that's the shredded material. Okay, here we go. Oh, and you can actually buy that too. So you can actually purchase the stuffing. So that's actually pretty neat. Like, I would totally use this for stuffing. I think that's cool. I wonder how much you get. Okay, so it's a half pound. That's really cool. Select yes for additional 25-cent packaging to contain your scraps. That's really cool. So I believe this is for, okay, I'm not really sure what the extra 25 cents is. So this is for a half pound of shoddy. So shoddy, it's a product of Fab Scrap's recycling initiatives. This shoddy is composed of mixed fibers which have been shredded from small scraps of fabric, perfect for various stuffing uses. And that's actually a pretty good price for stuffing. That's fairly cheap because I purchase stuffing and it's usually like polyester. So I mean, they have a lot of ways you can shop. So you can shop fabric by the yard packs, scrap packs, leather, fur, pieces, trims, yarn, mendables. They have merch. You can buy wholesale. You can donate. So a lot of different things. And yeah, I want to show you guys some of the fabric by the yard because, actually, let's go back to this tab. All right, so shop and reuse. Customers are able to shop recycled material in person at our Brooklyn and Philly warehouses and here online. And then they also do educational workshops. So Fab Scrap facilitates education around waste in the fashion industry as well as upcycling techniques. I just think this is really awesome, and I'm super happy that I happened to stumble upon that CBS News piece. But let me show you some of the fabric because it is really nice fabric, and I guess and some of the yarn actually looks pretty cool if you knit or crochet or want something like that. But their fabric by the yard is it's very nice fabric. And think about it, this stuff comes from high-end designers. So some of it might come from like Carolina Herrera or like other designer brands. So you're getting expensive fabrics. Yeah, you're getting expensive designer fabrics on the cheap through Fab Scrap, and you're supporting their cause. So I think this is super amazing. Again, my affiliate link is in the description box, and it's also in the chat here. How awesome is this? So I fully support this. I think this is really cool. Yeah, look at, they've got metallic fills. They've got crinkled silk brocade. This upholstery fabric actually looks pretty cool. They've got lining fabrics, velveteen, and I've noticed they're putting up new stuff all the time. So if you check back on the website, you're going to see new fabric probably every day. Stretch twill. I mean, this is really nice. This is very nice fabric. Okay, they got sequin mesh for $15 a yard. These prices are pretty good in my opinion, especially considering the fact that a lot of it is coming from high-end designers. I mean, look, there's so much stuff. Let's click on something. All right, here's a navy pinstripe shirting. That's really nice fabric. All right, it's burn test. And they also, I noticed they have a lot of information. I hate when you're at a fabric website and there's next to no info, but they really go out of their way to tell you about the fabric. Navy cotton shirting with thin beige stripes, woven stripes, burn tested mixed synthetic natural content, 45 inches in width. This shirting is lightweight and has no stretch, suitable for light top weight apparel. So they actually give you a good amount of information about the fabric so that you're not like, what the heck is this? So I think that's really awesome. All right, let me go back to the last page. All right, here's some lightweight chambray. Like, this is beautiful. All right, so this is burn tested natural cellulosic content, 60 inches wide, lightweight, has no stretch. I mean, that's a really nice fabric too. So they have a lot of things, and you can purchase by the yard. I mean, this is, you know, you guys are always asking, where can I shop for fabrics? Where can I get reasonably priced fabrics? And these fabrics appear to be very good quality at a good price. So